How are you?
I was just live, which doesn't matter at this point because we're only going to see this live. But I was doing my hair upstairs, so I have my house rented out. So I clean and make all the beds. I do all that stuff. But when it's been like 3 weeks since we rented out, I outsource the deep cleaning, just because I'm not. It just helps. So I have cleaners that came. And they're here to help me out. So I came downstairs to say hi to you guys. So if you want to drop where you're from, I'm going to keep getting ready. So I have date night tonight. Do you guys want to guess what we're doing for a date night? We have no kids on Thursday nights. So Thursday nights is our date night. We haven't had a good date night for a minute. But we have date night tonight. You guys hear my washer going too? That's a fun little extra bonus of being in the basement, is that the laundry's down here. Holla, gym girl, how is training going forward? It's good. So I've been working out every single day for the past, what are we on, day 11? I'm down 3 pounds, which I feel like when I was in my 20s, I could work out for like 5 minutes and lose like 5 pounds. And I've been putting a lot of pressure on myself to like lose weight. And then I get Michigan, hi Michigan. I get overwhelmed because I'm not seeing progress. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm tracking it. You know, I've been sharing with you guys where I'm at, and all that, but I'm not putting a lot of pressure on the weight side, more of like just getting healthy and feeling better. Day 11, I'm feeling so much better. Even at the gym last night, I just had so much more energy to lift. Like I just felt strong. I felt confident. And I'm down 3 pounds, like literally like nothing. And when I met my fiance a year ago, hi from Europe, trust the process and keep pushing. Absolutely. But a year ago when I met my fiance, I was about 155 pounds, maybe a little bit less. I just topped out at 170. So I gained like a good solid 15 pounds. But I'm 5'7", 170. I'm strong also. So, naturally just athletic. None of that even matters though. The whole thing was like, I just want to see what happens if I stay consistent. So I decided to do 3 things every single day. And I've been posting about it if you guys have been following along. So I have been moving my body every single day. I've been trying to eat healthy. Food is probably my biggest kryptonite right now. I'm not caught up on my food prep and all that. But the fiance did say make some food prep, so it was better this week. And then drinking water, which the water, I'm telling you guys, holy moly, just drinking water regularly has just helped so much. It helps with my anxiety. It's helped with my brain fog. Like just staying up on my water and not just drinking coffee all day. Shocker, right? Like people are like, yeah, no brainer, Gentry. But when you're in that and this is why I love the idea of like not having quick fixes, right? Because in that moment of like being tired, I need a quick pick me up. So I choose coffee, and coffee is my quick pick me up, and it gets me kind of going, but it's not a healthy quick pick me up. What's really healthy is when I move my body, drink my water, and eat healthy and like food, right? But that takes a little bit of time. So we are all addicted to a quick fix. Whether you want to say that you're not an alcoholic like me, or that you don't struggle with, like you're not an addict, we're all addicted to something in some way, shape, or form. Some way or another, we're choosing things, unhealthy coping mechanisms, unhealthy strategies, because they work. Coffee, it works. If I need energy drinks, it's quick, it's easy, but it's not actually giving me the natural energy that I need to do what I really need to do. Like it was getting me through the days, but it wasn't giving me my best self. My best self, literally just 11 days of drinking water, eating a little bit healthier, and moving my body every day, which the eating's coming as I'm being healthier in the other two. Like pick which one works best for you and make sure you're doing at least one of them consistently. The moving my body is one that's like, I'm for sure doing that one. That's my number one. That's like, as long as I move my body, I like gold star. Water is number 2. And then eating clean is something that I'm trying to be better at, which I kind of put myself on like a percent, measurements, which I'm gonna do a 30-day like kickstart to getting healthy and quitting alcohol. I'll have it up and ready for you guys soon. But I talk about that, like, okay, what percent did you get done of this? Like, yeah, we moved our body, but were you like really pushing yourself to move your body, or was it just like, I did it, I checked the box? Because if we really want to grow, we have to be willing to push ourselves to that like max capacity. Like, are you eating healthy-ish, or are you actually eating healthy? Are you drinking, you're trying to drink more water, or are you actually drinking the recommended amount, right? So are you at like a 70% of doing what you say you're going to do successfully, which 51% is majority rules, right? So like, if you're at least doing the 51%, you're in a good position. You're pushing yourself to be better. You're pushing yourself to be on the other side, and then just continuously trying to get like, okay, now I'm 70%, now I'm 80%. That's where I'm at with food right now, because that one's a little bit harder for me. One, I just will forget to eat, and then all of a sudden I'm starving and I just want like anything I can get my hands on. So the food really takes a lot more proactive behavior, and I'm not quite there. Moving my body is a lot more of a just like automatic thing. I'm just naturally athletic, naturally ADHD. It's something I feel good. I feel this so much, feels very validating to hear your experience. Thanks for sharing. Yes, Mary. But yeah, so I'm just baby stepping. Like, okay, I'm my food's probably at like 70% right now. So what can I do to just be a little bit better, a little bit more proactive in all the things I'm doing, and then just continuously build off of that. But the 3 things I'm really focusing on for my health is moving my body, drinking my water, and working on what I'm putting in my body for food. So nutrition. Already feeling a difference in the first 11 days. I think we're on day 11. Are we day 11 or day 12? I have to go back. I have to double check on Instagram every day. I already did my workout today. I've already drank this much water. I've had anything unhealthy? No, I've been pretty good for my food so far. But tonight is date night. So guess where we're going for date night. And if you've been following along on my journey, which I said I was going to get ready with me, I haven't put any makeup on yet because I get talking and I forget. But if you've been following along on my journey, guess what we are doing for date night. And I will give a high five to the person that guesses it. Nice hair, thank you. I just curled it upstairs. Will be give yourself 3 months, believe me. Yes. No, yeah, like naturally, I mean, I already feel better. I always feel like I look a little bit better in 11 days. So I know that if I get to stay consistent with those things, and I'm going to walk you guys through this whole process. I'm going to do, I want to give you guys a like 30-day like jump start so that you guys can start your own kind of health journey. And then also some group coaching starting September. So stick around for that. But where do you think we're going for date night? Drop it in the chat. Date night. Where do you guys guess that we're going for date night? Tell me in the chat. Anyone gonna guess? Guess. We're still talking about my health in the chat. Anyone want to guess what we're doing for date night? Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, if you're watching this on replay, go ahead and comment where you think I'm about to say, and then you can find out if you're right in just a second. I have not been following along, but climbing gym. Oh, like go to the climbing gym? We do have a climbing gym nearby, and that's fun. The boys love it. I've taken it. It's expensive, but it's fun. The twins really like it. The big boys aren't as much into it, but maybe I should take the twins to do that. I'm not good at the climbing gym because of my nails. If you guys know me, if you're in my community, if you're in if you're a quitter with me, you know that I break my nails all the time. So the climbing gym is not a good place for me. But where are we going for date night? I don't know what is possible to do in your town for a date night. Okay, so date night tonight is couples therapy. Couples therapy. We started dating last year in October, and when we started dating, we both realized that he's in his early 40s. I'm in my late, oh my God, I don't want to say late 30s. I'm 36. I'm mid 30s. We're going to say mid 30s. We're not late yet. Mid 30s. He's in his early 40s. And we had broken relationships in the past. Like, obviously we were single. We both have kids, which means at some point we had a relationship or something, and then we had babies, right? So We failed in the relationship department, and we liked each other. We were both sober. We liked, like, there was things we liked about each other, but we realized that we were both triggering each other. So we decided to start couples therapy right away in our relationship. And I like anybody that wants to have a successful second life relationship, I strongly suggest counseling. Like, it's like premarital counseling, like before you get married, they have you go do, a lot of churches will make you do that before you go get married, and how you talk about these things. We basically did like pre-relationship coaching. Like, we wanted to be like, what are we really a good fit? Do we really like each other? We're into this. Do we what we're triggered? Like, I knew I was being triggered. I was in like my like fight or flight, just things that you can only do so much work on your own. And that's what we've learned in this, is that we can only do so much work on our own, but your partner is going to trigger you. It's going to trigger a inner child in you that you can't fix without that deeper connection, without that deeper relationship. Like, I could work on myself till I'm blue in the face. I couldn't read everything, but until I'm actually like faced with these things, I won't know that there's a crack in my foundation. Like, I would not know unless I was in this relationship. And we wanted to make sure that we were putting ourselves in the best position to be successful. And why we are where we are right now is because we started this process in October. And through this, we also realized that both of us needed our own separate counseling. So he goes to counseling with the same counselor, which is helpful because she knows like how he's talking when it's just them. She knows how I'm talking when it's just us, and she knows how we're working together. And so she knows the whole scope of it, which really helps with her giving us advice on how to handle things. I do want to clarify, or to like make this point. I think this caused so much more tension for us in the beginning than it would have if we didn't start couples counseling. We pushed ourselves to be triggered, to talk about these things, to all this stuff way earlier than they would have actually come out if we would have just played the role of like beginning a relationship that we do. Like, I think we fought more. I think there was more like tension. There was more of like conflict because we did couples counseling, but also we got all that stuff out of the way. Like, we got so many things like, oh, that's just him being insecure, or that's just her being insecure, or that's a fear of hers, or that's a fear of his, or that's what's like, this is how he's actually trying to communicate with you, and you're taking it like this. So it caused more conflict because we weren't fully trusting of each other yet as we started this process. But it was so good too, because it was like, it gave us the opportunity to actually build on a healthy foundation versus us playing the role of like, I'm just gonna ignore that or let that slide, or I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to cause conflict and I don't want to be unpleasant, right? Like, so many times men and women, but I feel like men and women, I'm just gonna say men and women, not just women, we don't want to disrupt anyone. We don't want to be unpleasant for anyone. So we kind of just play the role like, this feels off or feels weird or whatever, but I don't want to say anything. I don't know them yet. I don't know how they're going to respond. And so we get in it, and then all of a sudden, like, it explodes. And we started the explosion process earlier, but it saved us from having this big blow up later where we just were like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I'm so annoyed and fed up and triggered and all these things, and I don't know how to communicate it, and I don't feel seen, I don't feel heard, because I didn't know what to do, so I just kept my mouth shut, and then it's like a big explosion 6 months later. We had baby steps of that leading up to the 1 year. So it wasn't all beautiful. Basically what I'm trying to say is that it really was, it was so powerful and it was so good, but it was hard. Like, people are like, your first year shouldn't be this hard. I'm like, yeah, but this first year, people don't typically start like saying like, hey, this is what I have going on. This is my problems. This is what's going on. Help me work through this, or I'm don't know how to communicate this, or blah, 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 blah. Well, a lot of times that first year, we're just kind of like putting on the show that we think the other person wants, right? So we kind of took that off, and it did make it hard, and it did make it overwhelming, but I'm so glad that we did it. I'm so glad that we're doing it, and we're still doing it. Like, we have tonight's date night, and I haven't like gotten ready ready for date night. And I'm not even getting ready now. I've told you guys, I got my makeup all right here. I was gonna put it on. It's hard for me to talk, and I don't know how some of these influencers will just like keep talking and be able to do all their makeup and look so pretty and cute. And I guess I should just kind of start. But what we're doing is date night. So I want to look like cute and nice so that we can go to therapy and then we can go to a nice dinner afterwards, because we always go to dinner after, and kind of talk about what we learned and talk about, like, we're exhausted sometimes. Like sometimes it's just like the tension was built up and then we go and then we like, but it's so good. I'm so glad that we did it. I think that we've grown both like individually and as a couple a ton because we started this process so early. And I really, really strongly recommend it. Anybody that is in a new relationship, at all, but especially after you've had some like trauma or some hurt or you've developed some bad habits, like your brain is a program, and your brain is programmed to be a certain way based on like what your parents taught you, based off of what society teaches you, based off of what schools teach you, and then you go into the world and then you like continue to just get programmed into certain things. So when you have bad relationships, it programs your brain to how to respond, and you have these toxic behaviors you don't even realize you just have been programmed to respond the way that you respond, and that takes work to undo, right? Like if you don't like where you're at, you have to be willing to put in the work to get where you want to be, and that's going to mean reprogramming it. That means like checking yourself. That means bringing awareness. That means going into a counselor and being like, hey, I don't want to have meltdowns. Like I don't want to cry and become a victim every time I feel upset, because that was my thing. It's like I just went straight to tears, and I was like not strong and not confident and not willing to like to have the conversation. I just would like collapse, and I just was programmed to that. Well, that's what worked in the past, and not necessarily worked in a way that it was successful, but worked as in like it got me through the situation. Same way alcohol, right? Like I didn't necessarily like alcohol wasn't like a positive outcome, but it was a something that I knew if I did it there was an outcome. I knew the outcome, and the known was better than the fear of trying something else. So you have to be willing to reprogram. Is this making sense to anyone? Does anyone even like this making sense to anyone? You have to be willing to reprogram your brain, especially after it's been shifted and programmed in bad relationships. You've learned about toxic behaviors. You've failed, right? Like you failed at past relationships, and you have your own insecurities about it and all of this stuff. Hello from the Bay Area. Bay Area is beautiful. But you have to be willing to go in and reprogram some of these past behaviors, these past coping mechanisms, if you really want to have a successful relationship the next time around. It wasn't all your other partner's fault. It was not all your other partner's fault. You have to take ownership for your part in the what has happened in the past. The boundaries you didn't set, the communication you didn't do, the coping mechanisms you didn't have. And the more that you can work on yourself and build off of that, the more successful you're going to be in the next relationship. So 100%, 1000% recommend investing in your own personal therapist, counselor, coach, somebody. And also in that new relationship, if you guys are serious, investing in somebody to walk you through your obstacles together, and both being open to that. It would have been impossible for me to walk into this if I didn't have a partner that was like I joked about the couples counseling in bed one night. We were kind of like bickering about something that just because we didn't know each other completely yet, we didn't like read each other as well as we do today. And I was like, maybe we should start couples counseling. He's like, I would totally go to couples counseling. And I was like green flag, right? And he's been open to it the entire time. There's been times that were harder for both of us, sessions that were more overwhelming for both of us. And we had the natural instinct to want to shut down and check out. And we worked through it together. And it's the best investment that we've made in our relationship, hands down, 1000%. And I strongly recommend couples counseling for good relationships, bad relationships, all relationships. All relationships. Okay. But that's what I'm doing. That's my date night tonight. Tell me, your dance to Whitney Houston on that coffee table made my heart smile. You know what? I was once told that I should stop dancing on my coffee table, and I understand. I've been told this by multiple people, but that it's people don't take me seriously. I'm like, I'm a strong woman. I am smart. I have a CPA license. I have a college degree. I have a double major. I was the CFO of a company at one point, but I am silly and goofy and fun and that's what I have to give to this world. So it's hard because it's like I always want to be taken seriously, and I want you guys to respect me for who I am. And sometimes when you're a little bit more playful, people don't think that you're also educated and that you're also capable, right? Like, but I can dance on coffee tables and then really help the crap out of my clients too, and really help you guys on your journeys and understand you and have empathy for you. Like, I will always dance. It's such a vibe, right? Like, it's just who I am. Like, I'm still a great coach, even though I'm like silly and goofy and dance on tables. Like, I love hope and humor. Those are my two things. Like, I want to give people hope. But I also want to entertain. Like, I don't want to be like, this is how we learn how to not drink alcohol, and you guys should, and I look smart when I tell you all this, so because I look smart, you're going to listen to me, or I look pretty, or I look put together. It's like, I don't want that. I want real life. Like, I want to talk to somebody that knows exactly what I'm going through and how hard it is and how overwhelming it is and is human. And so that's why I'm like, it's just funny. It's funny that reel is going so viral, because I have been told, like, maybe you don't dance on your table as much. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. But I appreciate the people that are here, the new people. If you guys are new here because of that reel, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate that the support, because I do think it's so important for us to be ourselves. And I want to know, like, are you somebody that would dance on a table? Like, tell me now, are you the type of person that would dance on a table, or are you not? Because both people are great. I just that's what I love about sobriety, and what I love about what I want to share about sobriety is that you don't have to want to dance on tables. I am here to just tell you that, give you permission to be yourself. I just want you to have permission to be yourself. And if that means dancing on tables and being silly and goofy without alcohol, that's amazing. If that means that you're able to just like sit in the corner and socialize and be friends with people and be like calm and cool and collected without alcohol, that's who I want you to be. I want you to be yourself. Like, I want to send the message that it is okay to be you. It is okay to be you, however you show up. Like, what is you? Who are you? Who do you want to be without a substance, without without alcohol? Like, right? Like I just want to give people permission to be themselves and be the best version of themselves. Like, you're worthy. You're so worthy how you are and how you're meant to show up in this world. But that doesn't mean that worthiness you're entitled to your goals and dreams. You are worthy of having the discipline to chase your goals, to chase your dreams in your true, unique, authentic energy. Does that make sense? So I just really, I love sharing my true energy. Like, I feel like it's important for me to share my true energy, because I think that everybody should be allowed to be their true authentic self and then build in the best version of themselves with that true authentic energy. And so for me, that means being silly. That means being a goofball. That means being creative and being funny and dancing on tables and trying to find the happy joy and fun and whatever in every situation. And sometimes some people aren't like that, right? Like, some people are like, I'm more business oriented. I want to look professional, and that's beautiful. That is beautiful for you. That is so beautiful for you. And I just want you to be that. I want you to be who you feel comfortable being without pressure. I don't want anybody that doesn't feel like comfortable being the dancer on the coffee table or being the goofball to ever feel like they have to be, because that's what I'm saying. It's like, no, you should want to get to dance on tables. No, you should want to do what you want to do. You should get to be who you want to be. And you should get to show up how you want to show up. My job in recovery, my job on this platform is to encourage you guys to show up as yourselves. And I like to have a lot of fun in recovery. So if you want to have fun in recovery, if you want to learn how to be healthy and make things fun and make things lighthearted and get organized and all that stuff, I will help you with all of that. But my job is to show up how I like to show up in my recovery, and I like to make recovery fun, because Lord knows I spend a lot of time outside of recovery or in my addiction not having fun, trying to have fun, right? Like, I want to be able to be like, I'm not trying to have fun, I am having fun, because I think fun is really important. Like, life is short. You only get one shot. I don't want to spend it stressed out trying to make everything perfect all the time. I want to spend it having fun. I want to have fun in what I do. I want to inspire other people to just be themselves. And so that's what my platform is about, is just trying to show that. So yes, I dance on my coffee table. I'm fun. I'm crazy. I do silly things. I was talking weird voices to my kids, to my fiance. My poor fiance is like, he has seen the most unfiltered version of me any man has ever seen, and he just looks at me and thinks I'm the coolest thing ever. So I'm happy. So tonight we are going on a beautiful date night to the couples counseling, and I'm excited to just get to go and talk about anything we need to talk about, figure it out how we continue to blend our families, figuring out the best way to communicate, talk about some things that we have been doing successfully, and then getting to go have a nice little dinner with my man. So I'm gonna actually get ready now, because I've been talking to you guys this whole time and have not gotten ready, because that's kind of how I roll, is I forget to actually get ready because I get talking. But I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions from this live, be sure to drop them in the comments, or you can DM me too, and I'm happy to answer them. If you have any other questions, or you want me to do a live on a different topic, drop it below and I will do another live on that topic. But today's topic was date night at couples counseling, and then we're gonna have a lovely little dinner together too. So I hope you guys have a great night. I appreciate you all for being here and commenting where you're from, and we'll talk soon.